Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 4, Episode 180. It is Wednesday morning. It is 6 a.m. and we are just getting going for the day. It looks like it's going to be a nice day outside. Clear skies. Right now it's 60 degrees outside. High today is going to be 90, so it's going to be a hot one today. Today, obviously, is a work day, so you got to keep an eye on my work schedule, make sure all that stuff gets taken care of.
There are police reported ahead.
I'm in a construction zone and speed trap at the same time. Anyway, I do have a meeting this morning. The meeting actually comes at a perfect time. It comes right when there's a shift change at the casino, so that would be really good. I'm going to have about 50 minutes playing blackjack before the shift change, before even the pit bosses get there for the shift change, which is earlier. So hopefully we have a good session with that. We'll go to the car, we'll do our meeting, and then we'll come back and it'll be all different people in there. We'll try to hit them again. In fact, I definitely would not cash all the chips unless I had a tremendous amount of chips. So let's see. This morning, first casino is over 3 hours away. So yeah, we're still stuck in this rut here, and we're going to be here for a long time, maybe a year, where we have to go a really, really long distance in order to get to a casino that will allow us to play. But on top of the Vegas trip that we have coming up, I also have another trip planned, and it may be before Vegas. It may be this weekend, it may be next weekend. Maybe do like a check-in at work Wednesday morning and then drive all day Wednesday, hit 3 different regions Wednesday, and then arrive at the 3rd region that night, play there for a couple days, and then take a day to come back. So that most likely will happen before I go to Vegas, unless something else changes. So I'll be looking for that. But as for right now, like I said, it's early morning. Looks like clear skies today. Looks like it's going to be a nice day. We're going to get out, be laser focused on making money at this casino. Once I finish my meeting, I come back, I do the blackjack again. Then I'm going to be focused on machines and totally getting into every machine, every level, look at things I may not normally look at, and try to squeeze every dollar I can out of this casino. So that's what's going on right now. You're all caught up, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. I was just thinking about that song. Saying goodbye is never an easy thing, as I am getting close to what would normally be a casino I would visit first thing in the morning, and my average EV was about $100 to $150 per session, and I have to just drive by and just look at it. By the way, got a new license for the car. I will put that on the car tonight, and that will be taken care of, and we can still get back to these casinos again. I do want to give them a little bit of a break, but not too long. We need to start making money on those again. Have some great ideas right now in the hopper. I really need to make a list of these ideas like I normally would on things, put them in a spreadsheet, and start working on them every day. Spend 20 minutes on each idea every day and develop them, because a lot of these ideas could be very big, make a tremendous difference. One of which I've only talked to one person about, and if it works, it might be years before I tell other people about them. So we'll see. I mean, you never know. I'm excited about the possibility of all these different things possibly coming together. Maybe 5 or 6 different things that I'm working on at the same time. But immediately, it is a little bit depressing to not have the full cash flow that I want, so I have to spend more and more time to make the same amount of money. But I'm not fazed by it. I just think of more creative ways to do things, and this is what I do best. And actually, this challenge is actually good for me because I hate to say this because it sounds bad, but sometimes when it comes too easy, you don't grow and develop. If you're the best basketball player in the league, it's hard for you to develop when no one's even close to you. But when you start getting challenges, then you work on yourself and make yourself better and fill in the little gaps that you might have. So this is kind of like that, where money was coming easy for years. Now it's getting a little bit harder, so now we have to get more creative, exercise that brain muscle, and start making the bigger money again. So anyway, that's enough of a speech. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back, just getting in my car here and making sure that we're all signed in and everybody's happy and everybody knows how awesome we are at work, except I guess I was in there too long. And that's a problem because now my IP is going to show in this state, but we'll see what happens here. All right, so what happens is I'm going to have to change my hotspot so it doesn't expire, but I need to make sure that I turn it off at the end of the day because currently it has an expiration period, and I let it do that on purpose because I don't want my battery to drain down. But the problem is wherever I get my IP from initially is where it stays. So normally, if I can get back to the car in time, my IP will show at home the whole day, no matter how far away I am from home. So that was one thing I was going to look at with Starlink, is making sure that I could keep one IP and not change based on the region that I was in. So my meeting was canceled, but I'm back in the car right when the meeting is supposed to be. And the reason for that is because the shift change is about to happen. In a few minutes, the pit bosses will change shifts. So we're going to be away from there for a while. We got things we want to do anyway. I'm going to go to the grocery store in this area, actually. And then you and I are going to have a little chat on the way. So let me see here. Hopefully this map doesn't start saying where I am, but I need to put this grocery store in here. It's about a 20-minute drive from here. Let's see. Okay, so let's talk about what happened here. Let me get this thing started. Yeah, it's not going to talk. All right. So I walk in initially and start looking around. I'm looking at slots first, knowing that I have a limited amount of time. So, and I did all this I ended up having more time than I thought, but in an hour and a half. So, all good there. It gave me more time to do more things, but it was a bigger priority for me to play blackjack than slots because I know a lot of people check slots here, and most likely overnight they were all already wiped out, and I didn't want to waste too much time on them. So I hit the most important ones and moved on. So I go to my first blackjack table and I buy in for 500, and my back is hurting so much right now. I don't know. It's definitely the car seat. It's not anything else. But I can't find something soft enough, so I may have to spend some time this weekend doing that. I'm like hunched over walking to this table, and I get there, I'm playing, and it just hurts so much. I was kind of glad I got to my goal, and it was a negative count, and I was able to leave. So I ended up walking away from that table plus 500. Went to the bathroom, tried to I've got this cream, Voltaren. I tried to put a little bit of that on. Helped for a little while, but still I need a permanent solution for this car seat problem. Walked away from that table. I had 500, and then I'm walking around looking for other stuff, and I find a blackjack table that's empty, but I can't tell if there's any cards already in the discard tray. So, but it's like the only thing in this whole area. So if I walk up to it, it's like I need to make a decision to sit down or walk away as soon as possible, and not just like stare at it and decide what I want to do. I don't know if that makes sense to you. I want to act as casual as possible. So I walk up and I realize it's a brand new shoe, which is like ridiculous. I mean, the odds of that happening on a low limit table. Brand new shoe. I sit down, I buy in for $200 in cash, even though I had the chips from the other table. I want to always make it look like I'm a new player and all that, even though I wasn't in for much money today. It's just something I do unless I'm going to play really high limit, then I might use some chips, but if I have them. I bought in for $200. It was a $15 table, and I started playing and played about 2.5 shoes, all flat the whole time. I raised my bet slightly, but I mean, barely 1 unit. I mean, that's all I could do. And I ended up leaving that table after a couple shoes, plus $57.50. Now, why did I leave that table? From the only one there, it's low limit. You can afford to pay rent on that table, right? If your spread's big enough, it shouldn't be a problem. Well, the reason I left is because I saw another game that was a busy game but had an opportunity on it. It was a table game. I've talked about it in the past. I'm not going to keep talking about it, but it's got a beatable side bet on it in certain situations. So I decided, okay, I'm going to go play this game, but first, and it's dependent on the number of people who are playing it. Well, there's only 3 tables that have the side bet. One of them is a 6 to 5 table, which you don't want to play. And then you have 2 other ones. One, I think, is a $15 and one's a $25 table. The issue is all the tables were full except for one spot. Now, I could sit at that one spot, but the table's going to be slow. I want more volume. I want more play to try to hit this side bet more than anybody else. I counted. There were only 4 other people playing the side bet. And normally that number is closer to 0. So some people have an idea of how it works in certain situations. So I decided it was worth it. If I sit down and I play 2 hands, now I have a 1 in 3 chance on the side bet instead of a 1 in 5 chance if I just play 1 hand, right? There's 4 people. If I play 2 hands and there's 6 entries, I have a 2 out of 6, which is a 1 in 3 chance of hitting it, versus if I play 1 hand, I have a 1 in 5, which is 20%, right? You guys are smart people. So I end up sitting down at the 6 to 5 table. Now, before I sat down at the 6 to 5 table, I did a little bit of math. I figured out what my EV was going to be at this table, plus it was a $10 table. Now, what I didn't count on was by the time I did my math and I sat down, 2 things would happen. Number one guy would sit down at the table, and now it's almost a full table, but I'm not playing it for the blackjack anyway, so I figured my EV maximum, I'm going to be -1, maybe -2%, because I don't know where I am in the shoe, right? It could be -4%, right, let's say. But on a $10 bet, it's going to be like 40 cents, right? So -4% is 40 cents a hand, and if it takes me 15 hands is what I figured it would take to know the outcome. 15 is $6. So I figured -$6 in EV, and I figured my potential win is approximately $145, which actually ended up being more like $167 because the conditions had changed. All this makes sense. But then it went back actually down to $100. So, okay, so I have a potential $6 loss, a potential $100 EV, so it's worth it. I sit down, I start playing, and the dealer pulls out this placard that says, "You must play the side bet." I'm like, "I am playing the side bet." She's like, "No, you got to play this other side bet." I'm like, okay, well, what's the minimum on that? $2. Okay, well, I know on that one it's a 12.5% edge for the house. So at $2, it's going to be the same as a 25% edge on $1, which is a quarter. So I'm losing 25 cents a hand. Times 15 hands is $3.75. So now my EV is minus $9.75, and my upside is plus $100. So it's still worth it. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but at this point, it's positive EV. It's not going to talk me out of it. I have too much invested in it. We're going to go for it. So my calculation was within 15 hands, probably closer to 10 hands, the opportunity is going to end. I sat down and started playing. I played 7 hands and the opportunity ended, and actually somebody else ended up getting it. So I did not win the $100. But how did I end up doing on the table? Well, I broke it down here for you. I bought in for $100 on this table, and the stupid side bet cost me $14, and the good side bet actually made me a profit due to a weird thing that happened along the way of $225. So because 7 is 35, yeah. So the good side bet made me $225, and the actual play of the blackjack made me $2. So how did we end up? We bought in for $100. We colored up $341 for a profit of $241. So plus $241 on that one, in a very strange way of winning $241 by winning $2 on the blackjack and the rest on side bets. But you got to be aware of this stuff. You got to be open to it. You have to understand how this stuff works. And just because it's a side bet doesn't mean you can't beat it. Just because no one else is talking about it doesn't mean it can't be beaten. And there's another side bet that nobody talks about that I beat as well. Not for that much money, but maybe $40, $50 a session. Why not? I'll take that. And it has very little difference in my card counting. I can actually use normal card counting with a side bet, side count, and I'm able to count that one. And it's a very simple side bet, very simple count that I created. This is not hard to create, but that I came up with. And within the first 2 or 3 hands if the side bet's going to work out for the shoe or not, and then you abandon it if it's not going to. So anyway, be open-minded to other stuff. I'm actually working on a couple other games that are not beatable that may have a potential of being beaten, and AI says no, there is no way, but I still have some creative ideas with them that might make them beatable. So anyway, so that's how we ended up doing whatever I said, 450 whatever, and the 550, 6, 7, about $800 on the blackjack overall. And slots, I ended my session ahead $75. So about $875 for a first session is excellent. We're going to go get some vegetables, and then we're going to come back to this casino and see what else we can do to cause some damage. But that to me was a way, way, way more fun than playing slots, way more fun than going casino to casino and doing all these different things. I mean, think about it. The casino saw me playing 3 tables, a medium limit table, a low limit table, and a stupid people table. Do you think I'm on their radar today? Probably not. And I didn't win the big side bet, so it doesn't look like I knew what I was doing with that either. And I walked away in the middle of a shoe. I started in the middle of a shoe. So, anyway, that's where we are right now. You're all caught up, and I'll be back to update you. All right, I forgot to tell you about something else that happened while I was sitting there. So I'm playing the side bet, and the table minimum is $10. So I'm betting the $10, and I'm putting money on these side bets, and I totally spaced out and bet $5 on a hand by mistake. And so I asked her if she wanted me to correct it. She said, no, it's too late now. I end up with 11, a 2 and a 9. And I end up doubling it for $5, probably the lowest double I've done in my life. I doubled it for $5 more for a total of $10 bet. I end up getting an 8. So I have a 19. Dealer has an 8 up and ends up with an ace underneath, pushing my 19. So no harm done there, but honestly, if I could get away with a $5 bet on that table, I should do it. It's actually better EV to do it that way because I'm losing less in that situation. So I was going to be flat betting unless the count got like to true 3. I'm going to be flat betting that table. So Anyway, that's what's happening. Interesting, fun little tidbit on the side there. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back and left the grocery store. Got myself some vegetables for the day. I already had some electrolytes this morning. I'm gonna head to the casino and probably just relax a little bit in the parking lot, have something to eat, check over my work stuff because there was some work I was going to get done during the meeting, which got canceled. So we'll take care of all that. And I actually bought some other groceries for home while I was there. So all that is excellent. And they actually have a section in their produce where there's some stuff that they're trying to get rid of if it's getting too ripe or something. And I was able to get 15 grapefruits, 15 for $5. I think that's a good deal. Carbs in grapefruit are 12 or 13 for a medium one. This is like a small size ones, and 2 fiber, which you subtract from the carbs. So it's about 10 net carbs. So instead of having an apple every other day, I can have a grapefruit every other day. Put it in the fridge, last a little bit longer, and just tasty. I do like grapefruit a lot, but I can't be having any juices or anything like that right now anyway. So anyway, we're gonna head back to the casino and we're gonna rest, we're gonna eat, and then we're gonna go back in fresh and make some money. And I'll be back and let you know how things go. All right, guys, I am back, and it was okay. It was getting extremely busy in there. They had a giveaway, which I haven't seen for a long time. It seems like casinos haven't been doing them as often, but so there were a lot of people there. This casino in particular scans your ID when you come in. So by the time I left the casino, there must have been 75 people standing in line just at one of the entrances, one of the many entrances trying to get in. So it was really crazy, very busy in there, hard to find a seat. I ended up finding one table to sit at, low limit table, and I played there for a little while. There was it was me and an older man, older than me, man, and so it was the beginning of the shoe. I kind of kept count for a couple hands, and it was like a +4 or something running count right away. And I sat down. I didn't say a word because I was going to see what happened. If it went up more, I was going to ask him if it's okay to sit down. If it went down in negative, then I was going to leave. So I sit there. He plays 3 or 4 more hands. Losing hands, the count stays around the same, around like a true 0.8, 0.9, somewhere in there. And he said, if you want to play, you can play. I said, okay, no problem, thank you. And I just bought in real small, bought in for $200 because it's low limit, and started playing. And on all my tables today, I've been more lucky than good, you know what I mean? Counts just haven't been that high today. So I haven't really spread more than like 1 to 4 really for most of the sessions that I had, and I just ended up doing okay on them, and getting out at the right time, getting out before the shift change, getting back in after the shift change. Anyway, like I said, I wasn't at that table too long, but I ended up leaving ahead just a little bit when another guy came to the table, and the count was negative, plus $200. I did play one more slot, play that one through, and ended my session ahead another $72. So plus another 72 on that slot. And where are we at today? 556, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 1400. Are we really at 1400? 550, 650, 750, 8. No, 10, like 11, 1200. Still not a bad little way to go. Yeah, I mean, the opportunities weren't there, but we did what we could and made whatever money that we could. So right now I am moving on, and I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, continuing on here. I gotta look for some gas somewhere, so we'll find a gas station here soon. But I wanted to tell you a little bit about what happened in that casino too. I walked into an area and I saw one machine that was in good position. It was $1 a spin. I played that one through, ended up ahead 95 cents. So nothing major. But I get up and I look behind me, and there's a dealer at the baccarat table. Friend of mine, super nice guy. We're gonna have dinner sometime soon, and he said, "Come over here." I said, "Okay." We walked over there, and he's like, I saw you playing that machine." I'm like, "Oh boy, what's he gonna say now?" And he's like, "I saw you spin it fast. Do you feel that helps?" See, people at the casino don't know. They have no clue what you're doing. I mean, maybe some slot techs will, but overall, most casino people have no clue that what we're doing is even possible to happen. So anyway, I said no. I said, when you push the button, it's already the slot machine already knows what it's going to give you. It doesn't matter. And he asked me how I'm doing and about the family, and I talked about him and his family and stuff like that. And he asked me about my trip. He was I think he was the only casino person that knew I was going on a trip, and talked to him for a few minutes. Very nice conversation. And I know for a fact that he plays at some of the casinos nearby. I've seen him there, we've talked there, and that's why we hit it off, because we saw each other there. And he asked me if, hey, I haven't seen you at the other casino. I'm like, no, I only go to this casino right now. And I said, I'm trying to cut back, trying to bet less and stuff like that. And he was cool. But I know he also plays online, and he has a strategy with anything that he plays. He tries to hammer it at the highest denomination that he can, and then if he wins, he just leaves. If it's craps, he tries to double or triple up and he leaves. If it's slots, he tries to play the highest denomination that he can, because that's what they always tell you. Play the highest denomination that you can, because it's better odds. But yeah, maybe it could be, depending on the place. But even if it's better odds, and the odds are over 100 million spins, and you're giving it 20 spins at $5 because you have a $100 bill, probably not going to be too much better with that small of a sample size. But anyway, he was a very pleasant guy. And then I saw Skeletor there. That was his pit boss, and he was standing there listening to us. You could tell that he wasn't paying attention to the blackjack table in front of him. He was listening to us, kind of leaning in. So a lot of what I said was kind of tailored to him. And so I ended up leaving, and I'm driving here, and then I get a call from a friend of mine who heard that I got backed off a casino in his area, a whole different area than where I am right now. And he said he's going to talk to a friend of his and see what he can do. I'm like, you're not going to do anything. Believe me. Whatever's in the system is in the system, and it's going to take a whole lot to get around that system. I do know of a way to get around the system that has worked for one person that I know, but, I'm not willing to even try that. So anyway, that's where we are. I'll be back. All right, guys, so here's my deal. This is the new reality here for me. The new reality is I have to drive 3 hours and 20 more minutes to go to the next casino, and that's too far. That would put me too far away. I'm not doing an overnight tonight or anything. And actually, we just had something sprung at us at work that there's a company-wide meeting tomorrow, which can never be a good thing. So here's what we're going to do. I think we're going to head home, and then we're going to go play some poker, unfortunately. That's the only other thing I can think of right now, because the small casinos in the area are too far away. The casinos that I'm banned at, I still have the old license on the car. I haven't put the new one on. I will do that tonight, so I'm not going there. I'm kind of stuck right now, so trying to find a way to make money. We are going to go home, going to get some dinner, and then we're going to leave and play some poker tonight, and then probably try to hit the casino late tonight, see if we can make a little bit more money. But so far so good. I made about $1,200 I think so far today, and we can make it better. So We could do our segments here in preparation for all that stuff. What did you eat today, MW? Today I just had some vegetables and a protein shake. So probably have about 500 or 600 calories right now. I'll go home, we'll probably have a steak actually I think we're having chicken breast tonight, so we'll have some chicken breast and more protein, less fat, all good stuff for us. And what did you tip today, MW? And if you recall, we did have multiple blackjack sessions. The first one was like a $500 blackjack session. Second one was like whatever that was, 50 something dollars. Third one was a couple $100, and then there was a fourth one where we played that weird side bet and we were able to luck out and win some money on that. So for all those sessions I ended up tipping a total of $0. And what did you learn today, MW? I learned that it still stinks that I can't go to all these places, but I am every day getting further down the road of experience and ideas and things, and I'm very excited because this time next year we're going to be doing all different things, have a whole different schedule, and be making money in different ways. So I'm excited about that. So that's what's going on right now. You're all caught up. We're going to go ahead and head home. Still a little over 3 hours, and we're gonna play some poker tonight, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back, and it looks like my air conditioning went out on this stupid car. That was the only thing wrong with this car, and here we go. Shoot, I don't think I can survive 90 degrees every day with no air conditioning, so we're gonna have to figure something out here. Yeah, anyway, went to the poker club and played there for, I don't know, 3 hours. 1-2 no limit game. I was ahead about 150 within the first hour or so, and just grinding. And I gotta say, I played really well. I did everything right. I can't point really to anything that I did wrong. I feel like I played very, very well. However, there were a few hands that kind of got me, that hurt a lot. There was one hand where I had ace king, and the guy next to me was short. He only had like 70, and he went all in with jacks, and I didn't catch up on that one. There was another hand where I had, what did I have? Well, the following hand, I had jacks, and I lost to ace queen. And then there was one hand where I had ace king suited, and the guy had king 8, and I lost that hand. We ran that one twice. Actually, we chopped it, so I won the first one, and he won the second one. So just a lot of ups and downs, grinding and barely moving up and down. Those couple hands got me down. I bought in for 200. Then I lost that 200, bought in for 200 more. I was down to my last $70 or $60. Worked it all the way back up again to within 20. Hung around there for about an hour between down 20 to down 70. And I finally ended up leaving ahead $7. So about $2 an hour plus $7 there. And yeah, that's about going to be it for now. I don't know. Should I have not stayed? I don't know. Well, thinking about it now, I definitely shouldn't have stayed once I was ahead 150, but should I have even played tonight, as I have another long day tomorrow? Who knows? I'm just trying to earn some EV, trying to make a living here. So anyway, yeah, it was a good crowd. There were aggressive people, there were passive people, a lot of different things in there, and depending on who's playing, you played it differently. I really feel like I'm so much more in tune right now with poker than I ever was before. I feel like I'm getting a lot better. I'm probably still, barely a break-even player, but I do have my good days, and I try to learn from my mistakes and get better. So that's all you can do, right? So yeah, we're gonna head home, have our dinner, and then get a little bit of sleep. I do have some work to do for the office. I'll get all that stuff done tonight, and then go from there. So tomorrow's another big day. I'll catch up with you then. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.